So I recently got the Moza R3 for Xbox, and I thought I would do a quick review on it and tell you some pros and cons and do some hot laps. So let's get on to the hot lap now. The actual force feedback doesn't make any sound, as you'll be able to hear, and the only thing you can hear is the gear changes. Since I've only had the wheel for a few days now, the lap times aren't going to be perfect. In this lap I got a 1 minute 51.811. Now we get on to the pros and cons. One of the pros is direct drive, which makes it quieter and more realistic. Like, I had a Logitech and that's a belt, so you can really hear all the belt and stuff moving around. It's also very affordable, this one coming in at about £309 from Argos. The wheel mod coming in at about £40-ish. For an entry-level sim racing wheel, that's a really good price. Not much more than the Logitech G29. It also has Xbox support. It doesn't have as much of the upgrades as the PC does, but it's quite rare to have a wheel this good on Xbox. Unfortunately, there's no PlayStation support yet, but hopefully we'll get that in a few years or so. There's also a lot of upgrades you can get, mainly for PC, but there is a few for Xbox, like because the brakes don't have a load cell, you can get a thing to make the brake a bit stiffer for quite a cheap price off of Moza, but there's a lot of upgrades that you can get for Xbox. Also, we have quick release, which is good if you have multiple wheels and wheel types, so you can quickly change the wheel without undoing many bolts, unless you obviously have a wheel mod where you do, but it's mainly on PC. So you can see that it easily comes off here. There's also a Moza app, and if you're on a Windows PC or laptop, you can access Pit House. You can all change your settings on the wheel, and so for different games, so there's like a GT version, F1, Rally, Drift, Go-Kart. The actual wheel itself is very strong as well. You can pull on it quite hard and it doesn't budge, and the wheelbase, if you either have it clamped to a rig or to a desk, it's still really strong. And you can see other videos where people fully pull the wheel about and it sometimes shakes the desk more than the actual wheel. Now we move on to the cons of the wheel. There's not many, but there's still some. So there's weaker force feedback. With the direct drive wheelbase, there's 3.9 Newton meters. But if you get the R5 and higher levels, there's higher levels, but unfortunately they're not available on Xbox. It's only the R3. So the brake doesn't have a load cell. It's just got it presses in as much as the accelerator, which is quite annoying, but there is the upgrade to fix it. There's limited Xbox tuning, so because you can't get Pit House unless you have a laptop or PC, and it's harder to access for an Xbox One. But there's still some really good options that you can change. There's like force feedback, max turn and stuff like that. For the last con is smaller wheel. So the base wheel that you get when you order it's not terribly small, but it's not as big as most other wheels. It's not too bad, but it does make a difference. It's still fun to use and you can still fit your hands through it and stuff like that. We're now going to do a quick race to see how it handles for an actual 10-minute race. So here's some of the highlights. It's 95 AI difficulty and 100 aggression. So yeah, overall I think that the Moza R3 is one of probably the best console wheels out there. It's a good starter wheel even if you're on PC, But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.